All right, guys, story time about my first Mustang. This is my fourth one, technically 5, but I'll explain that later, but my first Mustang. So let me get the car started, and as I drive to Starbucks, I'll explain to you my first experience with my first Mustang. Love the car, wasn't a good experience, kinda. Did leave a good story though, and you'll hear it right now. So back in, I believe it was would you be older than that? I'd have been about 20 years old. So, and I'm 47 right now, so a long time ago. I was at like a cars and coffee type thing with a bunch of my friends, except it was at a Wendy's, not a coffee shop, because we just didn't really drink coffee back then. Still don't, never had that stuff. So we were hanging out in the Wendy's parking lot. There was probably 10 of us in their cars, a couple Mustangs, some Thunderbirds and other cars and whatnot. And we're out there just chilling, having a good time, minding our own business. And I have my Fox body Mustang that I just had painted, restored, looking good. And this guy in a older Cadillac, I'd say maybe late 70s, big boat of a car. It was like a baby blue, 4-door, clean car. Thought he'd be cool for whatever reason, and tried doing a donut, which it's a big car to do a donut in. Not saying it can't be done, but it's just a big car. And he ended up clipping a buddy of mine that was standing, hit him with his mirror, and took off. So we all went after him, as friends do, and we chased him down. And I ended up getting around him and stopping in front of him. I got out of my car, funny enough, actually, at the same traffic light that's right beside my house that I own now that I did not own back then. So it's kind of funny that this all started there, and I now own that house. So anyway, I get out, and my other friends all get out, and we're losing it on this guy. He won't open his window. He obviously, and I understand why he did it, but he obviously went into a panic and ran into my car and then pushed it out of the way. Obviously fearful because we were all surrounding him. So, I mean, I understand why he did it. Did make me happy at the time. So he pushed my car out of the way. And again, like I said, I just painted it. So he then took off, and all my buddies jumped in their cars and went after him. I had to get into my car, turn it around, because he pushed it right around. So it was facing the opposite direction. Scratched the hell out of my bumper. So I spun it around and I went after him. So we were chasing this guy at speeds of well over 260, and I kilometers an hour, not miles. And I assure you, I have never seen a car that big go that fast. I don't know what he had for an engine, but it was hauling ass. And I was passing him in shoulders, across people's front lawns. Like, it was a fun night, extremely dangerous night. I had my buddy Mike. He was in the passenger seat. He couldn't get out. He had rollerblades on, so because he was just rollerblading around the parking lot for, I don't know, it's just what Mike does. And he just jumped in the car and we all went after this guy. So he couldn't really do much other than sit in the passenger seat. And we were jumping over people's driveways, going across the grass. Like, I mean, I was probably fucking up my car. But then we get up beside him. I finally get past all my friends. That's why I was in the grass and everything. I was trying to pass all my friends to get around him to like catch up to him, because I was pissed, because like I said, he hit my car. One thing to hit my buddy that probably left a bruise, but you hit my car, and that just brought out a whole different side of me. So I got past all my friends after passing them aggressively across people's yards and houses and everything else. And I get up beside the guy's Cadillac. And like I said, I'm in fifth gear, wide open, and he's right beside me, and we're hauling ass. And for whatever reason, it goes through my head that this sounds like a great idea, and I just grabbed my steering wheel and I cranked it right into the side of his car. And then I did that like 5 or 6 more times. And then he started doing it to me, ended up causing about $7,000 damage to my car. Now that's $7,000 27 years ago. So that's a lot of money in today's standards. Screwed up the car pretty good. And this went on for probably a good 15 minutes at speeds that were just aggressively dangerous. And then after a while, my buddy Mike in the passenger seat, who weirdly enough was also eating a Frosty at the time, was the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know how somebody can be just sitting there eating a Frosty while I'm driving like a fucking retard. He looks at me, he goes, John, either they're gonna die or we're gonna die. Somebody's gonna die. This needs to stop. You need to pull over. So I did. I finally said, you know what, you're right. I pulled over. The caddy kept going, and I called the cops because I'm like, my car's screwed up now, and like the whole driver's side of my car is caved in. Fender, door, quarter panel, just all caved in because my own fault, I kept hitting them. The scratches on my back bumper meant nothing at this point. So the cops come, and all of me and my friends' cars, there's like 7 or 8 cars at the time, all sitting on the side of the road. Cops come, we give our statements, and the cops ended up finding him about 30 minutes down the road in another town, and they ended up arresting him and charging him with dangerous driving because we had so many witnesses. I went home, and then about 4 days later, I get a call from the cop that I gave my statement to and asked me if I could come in. So I went to the police station to discuss whatever he wanted to talk about. When I get there, they arrest me, fingerprint me, and mugshot me. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, what have I done? They charged me with dangerous driving as well, which here in Canada, dangerous driving is actually worse than an impaired charge, as messed up as that sounds, because impaired, you're clearly impaired, you're drunk, you don't know what you're doing in theory. Dangerous driving, you 100% know what you're doing, and you're doing it on purpose. So it's actually a criminal charge, a 1 year in jail with a 3-year suspension if convicted. I don't recommend that. I was shitting my fucking pants because I'm too cute for jail. Like, I couldn't do it. So, had to get a lawyer and everything else. I didn't understand why I was being charged days after the fact in a driving offense when they knew this whole story. So the cop that took my statement did not want to charge me because I told him that I only went after him after he hit my car to get his license plate, and he started hitting me, which isn't true, but the cop didn't know that. He believed me because it made sense to him, especially with all of our witnesses, and I'm the one that called the cops, where that guy just kept going and didn't call the cops. So he didn't want to charge me, but his superior was like, nope. They both agreed that they were both driving like that. They both were speeding aggressively, and there was apparently lots of witnesses that had called the police that saw us flying down the road, him in the left lane, me in the right lane, hitting each other. So they had lots of calls on that, which ended up making the cop have to charge me. So hired a lawyer, and then come the court date, I ended up meeting the guy for the first time in person of who we were hitting. Turned out he's a really nice guy. We sat there and shot the shit for probably 20 minutes before our court date. He wasn't as nervous as I was to go to jail because I was only 20 at the time, and I was panicking. Like, I have never had a criminal charge day in my life, and I still don't at almost 48 years old, but I was panicking. I really did not want to go to jail, but somehow my lawyer was able to talk the Crown down from dangerous driving to careless driving with an $800 fine and a 6-month suspension only. We both got that, actually. So me and the guy in the caddy, we'll call him the Cadillac man, him and I only got a 6-month suspension and careless charge on our license and an $800 fine, which still sucked, but that was much better than the alternative of going to jail for a year, having an actual criminal charge on me, and a 3-year driving suspension. So 1 year suspension would have been while I was in jail, and then when I got out, would have been 2 more years of not being able to drive. So I'm glad I didn't get that. I've never done that ever since, and I never will. I learned my lesson the hard way. They definitely say, fear will put your perspective in place, and that one did. And then funny enough, about fast forward 12 years, maybe 10 years later, I got rear-ended. My ex-girlfriend and I were coming out of Niagara Falls and we got rear-ended. and the guy took off, and I just sat there. Didn't even care. I'm like, whatever. I called the cops. Cops come, and he goes, did you get his plate number? Nope. Well, why didn't you go after him? And I laughed at him. I said, funny story. And I gave him this same story of me going after somebody for a license plate and ended up getting a dangerous driving charge that got done careless. And he looked at me and goes, well, I would have never done that. And I'm like, yep, I wasn't taking that chance. I went through it once, and once was enough. So now at 47 years old, almost 48, the only tickets still to this day I've ever had in my life is multiple speeding and one careless driving. I have had no impaireds, no temporary where you lose your license for a night because you're almost at that point of drinking. Haven't had any of them. I've had nothing. I've lost my license multiple times for speeding tickets, but only because they were unpaid fines. I'd get a ticket, forget about it, and be late paying it and lose my license for unpaid fines. So I've lost my license probably around 11 times in my life, but only once where it was actually physically taken away. And I have had to go for meetings on why I should keep my license, because here in Canada, you're allowed 15 points against your license, and on multiple times before they just take it away no matter what. And on multiple times, I've had that many points on my license where I've had to go in for an interview and beg and plead to keep my license and give them reasons on why I deserve to have a license still when, you know, I can't seem to stop speeding. So as of right now, I have a clean record. I've had a clean record since I became a truck driver. So about 20 years, I've had a completely clean record. I might have gotten 1 or 2 tickets in that 20-year span, but nothing big, and they're all gone. Because once you become a truck driver, you just cannot have tickets. Yes, I did get pulled over in West Virginia last year on the way to Mustang Week, but it did not affect my license here, thank God. So still clean record. So that's how I almost lost my license for dangerous driving and almost went to jail. So I don't recommend doing that. You ever get hit by somebody and they take off and you can't get their plate number? Let it go. It doesn't matter. I could have been for jail for a lot longer had that guy really gotten hurt, or my buddy in the passenger seat gotten hurt, or anybody else around me, or hit an innocent bystander. Like, I really fucked up that day. I let my road rage get the best of me. I'll never do that again, and I have not done it since. I still get mad and yell while I'm driving. I still have that bit of road rage, but I do not have a road rage where I will physically chase you down and run into your car. That was cool story type thing if it's somebody else. It's not a cool story when it's you that went through it. So take my advice. It's not worth it. If somebody hits your car, let it go. Or get a dash camera. I did buy a dash camera. I haven't put it in yet. I just got it yesterday, but I do have a dash camera now, so and that's what you need to do. Put a dash camera in your window, so if something does happen, your camera will catch it. It's better than you getting yourself in more trouble. So that's how I lost my license. Hope you enjoyed the story. If you like more of this stuff, I have lots of stories because I've lived one crazy life. I happily share them. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you want more of this, let me know in the comments. Stay weird.